Hello, friends, again. So I'm here with Sharik, and in this session, we are going to discuss about intercompany sales in S4 HANA with ST in context. Okay, so most of you must have already seen and experienced intercompany sales using ECC systems and have some familiarity with the processes. But this video is for people who want to understand how it is done in S4 HANA and what exactly is intercompany sales. So as you can see the screen, there's a on the notepad, there are two company codes, 1710 and 1201. Okay. So 1710 is the company code we are using to directly uh, bill the customer, end customer. And the goods are dispatched from the plant of 1201. Okay. So that means there is a customer which is of 1710, but 1710 does not have enough stock and it's using its other company 1201 to deliver the goods to the end customer. So in that process, one process is that the end customer is billed by 1710 and 1201 needs to get paid. So 1201 is paid from 1710 once the goods are delivered from 1201 to the end customer. So that's the intercompany sales scenario. Okay. Sharik, let's start and
Okay.
explain the steps in configuration and stuff.
Okay. So I'll start with the customization and the prerequisite that needs to be there before starting intercompany sales process, and then I'll move towards the sales flow. Okay. So for the prerequisite, you need to first extend your material, whatever customer has demanded, and you want to sell it from a different plant. You need to extend that material to both of the company or plant level, right? So we will take one material into consideration here. So our material will be 247. Okay, so this material needs to be extended in both the company codes. Okay, so I've already done that, so you can check that with table. My plant, oh sorry, material
So
is
while
have
you're checking, just
24.
for the audience to know, the basic requisite says that when you are doing the goods issue to the end customer, the material should exist in both the company codes, within in both the plants of the two
Yeah,
company codes. Otherwise, you
yeah.
will not be able to deliver from the other plant. So that's why what Sharik is showing is that this material 0478 exists in both the plants
Yeah,
uh, as the first
as you can see.
prerequisite.
Yeah, as you can see, this material exists in both the plants, 1202 and 1710. So this is the first prerequisite that needs to be there. And then one plant from where you will be supplying it, your stock should be maintained there. Okay. In order to check that, you can go to MMBE and use the same material. As you can see, within 1202, I have 15 stock. Okay. But if I check with 1710, will be no stock maintained. It
Yes,
is
so
already
that's the first
extended, but
check.
yeah,
Yeah. So there is no stock for 1710, but the customer is of 1710. So we are
yeah,
taking help from the other company.
yeah. And now your receiving plant, that is 1710, becomes a customer of your plant 1202. So we have to create a dummy customer in the plant 1202. Okay. So we have already created that. So, if I can show you the BP. So this is the customer I have created in 1202 with a company code 1201. So if I extend this to a sales level, you can see I have used this sales area. Okay.
1201 is the company code and 1202 is the sales
Yeah.
org
Yeah.
and plant is 1202.
Yep.
So
And
3011 is the customer which is created for 1202 and the intercompany invoicing will be against this customer.
yeah. And maybe in our upcoming steps, I'll show you what is the usage of this customer pricing procedure, which I have maintained as 01. So just
Hmm.
I'm showing you one more customer that I have created for 1710, through which we will be creating a sales order.
Yeah,
As you
this is
can
the
see,
end customer.
yeah, this is the end customer for which we have created this entry with using this sales area, which I have created for this company code 1710. Okay. And here also I have put some of the customer pricing procedure settings.
So customer pricing procedure is basically the pricing procedure determination. So remember, in the intercompany sales scenario, you will see two pricing procedures. One is your general, which is charged to the customer, but there will be a condition type for intercompany. But there will be an intercompany pricing procedure when the transaction is between the two companies. So the two company code pricing procedure will be different to the standard pricing procedure, correct?
Yeah.
So that's why you have different customer pricing procedure, because in the pricing procedure determination, this is one of the factors that you determine the pricing procedure.
Yeah. So in our next step, we are going to assign our customer with our intercompany settings. So for that, you need to go to SPRO setting, sales and distribution, go to billing, and here you will find intercompany billing. Here you need to assign your, or sorry, define your internal customer number by your sales organization. So this is the important setting that you need to do before the actual process. Okay. So here I
Hmm.
have used sales organization 1202, sorry, 1710. With that, I have maintained the customer which I have created for 1201. Okay. So this is the customer I have created for 1201
Hmm.
with this sales area.
That's one of the steps that you need to do to make sure that this sales org is enabled for intercompany when you are using the other plant. So there's a plant assignment also that I think you will show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And in 1202 also, I have maintained my customer which is belonging to this company code or sales area.
Yeah. Yeah. This is in case you have to do
Yeah.
cross sell between the two
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah. Yeah. And in our next step, you should check your document type VOV8. We are going to use standard OR. This is a standard process, so it will be already maintained with your document type, like this intercompany billing type, that is IV. You need to also maintain, you need to make sure your copy control settings are maintained in the background with your this billing type with your outbound delivery type. Okay, in order to actually get your final intercompany billing invoice. Okay, in the next step, we have to go inside enterprise structure and go to assignment. Here in your, I guess, sales and distribution, you need to assign your sales line, which is your sales organization, distribution channel, and your plant. Here I have maintained with 1710, 10, plant 1202. Okay, so you can see this entry is maintained. So whenever I am using this sales organization for my delivery, the stock will be moved from this plant. Okay, I guess this prerequisites are clear. So now we can move towards our pricing setting. So what I did, I'll show you that. So inside your procedure, you can go first in v/08. I have created two procedures. One is for standard and second is for intercompany billing. Okay. For the standard, I have used this procedure, the standard that I have copied from standard actually. And in that procedure, you need to activate your, make sure you have this condition type activated, intercompany, or you can take intercompany price. Okay, and it needs to be ticked with statistically. Okay, so this condition type should be there in your standard procedure. So whatever you'll be linking it with 1710. Standard price will be picked from this pricing procedure. Okay.
Mm.
And the next procedure that I have used is also there. Maybe, yeah, this I have used. Here I have mentioned this condition type as intercompany price. This is
Mm.
just
This
a
will be for the
reference.
intercompany invoice. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this is
This is just a reference condition type of what we have taken into our previous procedure. Okay. And these are the
mm.
settings that you need to keep in mind. Okay. Then we can go to determination. Here I have taken 1710, 1000. Document type is A, and I have used, I guess, uh, 02 maybe. And let me check with my business partner. Yeah, 02 I have used as my customer pricing procedure. So you can see this is the determination settings that I maintained with this pricing procedure, from where you will get the standard price to your customer. Then the second determination is for 1202. Here also I have maintained a document pricing procedure as, sorry, I, and customer pricing procedure as 01. Okay, so you can see this is the document type that I have used, document pricing procedure, that will be coming from your billing document type. And here I have maintained my pricing procedure as the 1202, where I have maintained my intercompany condition type. Let me show you the condition record that I have created against these. PK12, PR00, material with release status. So as you can see, this is the sales organization. This is the distribution channel, and for which I have created this condition record. Okay, so you can see our standard price for this material is 130. Okay, our second condition is PI01. Here you have to maintain the plant 1202, where which we will be delivering this against the material. So here you can see I have maintained 110.
So 110 is the price that 1202 will that
Have to pay.
1710 will charge 1202.
Yeah,
No, no, 1202 gets
will,
paid
yeah, yeah,
110.
for delivering. Yeah,
Yes, and one or the other price will be charged to the end customer.
end customer. Yeah. Now I'll show you the process flow.
So
First, we
just to
create.
recap in
Yeah,
summary, what we've done,
yeah,
1710 is then is the charge is billing the end customer.
yeah,
There are settings that you have to do in SPRO, which means that you have to assign the plant of one company code 1201 in the company code of 1710 in the sales org. That enables the intercompany sales. So when you're creating a sales order for 1710, then you change the plant, which is of the other plant. So that will trigger intercompany sale. And then you have to do assignments before, like in the business partner, in the SPRO, which Sharik has shown earlier, that intercompany partner needs to be assigned once, and then you maintain the prices for the intercompany prices and the end customer price. Once all of that is done, you can always rewind and check all the settings. Then only system will understand that this is going to be an intercompany sale. So when you create
yeah,
your normal sale and the intercompany sale system, how does the system understand that this is going to be an intercompany? That is triggered when you change the plant in the sales order of
yeah. I'll
some
show you
other
that.
company.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
show you while creating a sales order, you need to change the plant from where you will want to deliver this.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So let's start with the process flow. So this is the sales order. I'm about to create. So this is the standard order type that I've taken, and this is the sales area that I'm using to create a sales order. This is a customer, end customer. Let's say I'm taking same material just for one quantity. Okay. If we go to shipping, you can see there's no plant. So you have to maintain 1202 here. You have to maintain the setting that you have done with the assignment of the sales line. Okay. So this plant needs to be maintained against your sales order that you are creating. So as you maintain 1202, it will automatically pick the shipping point, and you can also maintain storage location. It will update into your schedule lines. So it is showing us the delivery date of 13, and it is confirmed. If you go to condition, you can see it is picking 130, not the condition type that we have maintained for intercompany. Okay, as you can see here. Save this order. So order get created. Go to delivery. Enter the shipping point that you are using with 1202. To pick the quantity, and you need to do the post good issue. Okay, as you can see, it is fully picked. If you click on post good issue, it will create two documents: outbound delivery and material document. Okay, so this is our outbound delivery number. You can copy that, go to a billing document VF01, click, and it is now generated an invoice for the end customer. Okay, and the procedure that it has used is same. Okay, if you go to analysis, you can see ZVA002. It has picked the condition from there for 130. Save this. Your document has been created. Now we have to create intercompany invoice, and for that you have to take a reference of the outbound delivery that you have previously created. Okay, and once again you need to come inside this transaction code. We have 01, paste this outbound delivery number and click enter. Now it will generate you an intercompany billing where you have the net value of 110. Okay, if you go inside, you can also check the condition. It has only mentioned with 110. If you go to analysis, you can see it has picked the procedure that we have set with 1202. Okay, so this is it about your intercompany billing end to end. So for us, if you like, you can speak about it more.
But does it
Nice.
save and generate the billing documents?
Yeah, I guess should, if I save it, document has
Yeah, that's fine
saved.
then. Then show this.
Yeah.
Then
It's
this is
also
fine.
generating the account. Yeah. Yeah.
What we wanted to show was that that this intercompany invoice of 110 is triggered, and the original invoice of 130 was for the end customer.
Yeah.
This is how
Yeah.
you do it. Uh, so I think thanks everyone for watching. Hope it is clear, and if there is any question, please mention on the comment section.